Back with us is one of my heroes, a man that I think about all the time. I try to model myself after him. His name is John Huntsman. He is a philanthropist. He is a businessman. He's the creator of the little legs pantyhose container, the actual egg carton, the plastic fork and spoon and bowl and everything else. John Huntsman is his name. He says he's going to die broke. I believe him. I think I haven't asked, your family okay with you dying broke? Everybody's like, yeah, Dad, give it all away.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Good. Let me start here. Before I get to the story about what happened right after September 11th, when did you think, gee, I should give it away? Is this a new idea? When did you think it's better to give than receive? Were you well off at the time?
No. When my wife and I were first married, one of the things that we did was I made $310 a month as a young naval officer, and we gave $50 a month. We paid our tithing, our 10% tithing to our church, and then I took $50 a month out for the poor, for those who were underserved. At $310 a month, we were not underserved, in my opinion. And my wife didn't understand where it was going, and finally a neighbor explained to her what was happening. But I've always felt, Glenn, that, rich people or people who are of less means, it doesn't matter whether it's $1 or $5 or $10 or $100.
Right.
Just giving to help other people who are down and out at the time lifts your spirits and lifts your soul. And you're a wealthy person if you give $1.
Giving it's not even about money. It's just
it's a mindset.
I was having a really bad weekend, and I thought, you know what? I just have to go worry about somebody else.
That's it.
And it made me feel better about worrying about somebody else. The commitment to charity usually is the secondary thought. A story I read about you in 2001 after September 11th, chemicals not doing real well. It was really kind of bad. I guess maybe unless you were in the bomb-making business, which, then maybe you were into it, but everything else it started going south. You really had your company hit hard on September 11th. Almost lost it, right?
That's true.
And then you had to go and refinance everything for your company to keep it open, to keep it running.
That's correct.
Okay. It's my understanding that after you got the company going, you then went back to the banks and said, okay, I need to talk to you about another loan.
That's correct.
What was it?
Well, through the 1970s and 80s and 90s, I'd been giving large amounts of money to charity. And when the economy's tough and when things are difficult, that is the last time in the world when charitable causes, that is cancer or homelessness or underserved kids on scholarships or centers for abused women and children or other charities, the last element that they can possibly afford is to be cut off during difficult times. Well, after 9/11, as you may remember and the public may remember, it was an extremely difficult time for America. And our corporation was going through difficult times. And I had run out of money. I had simply given this money away, but I had still had commitments to charity, commitments that I had agreed to and I knew I had to honor, and people were coming and saying, well, we don't have the money, we're in a recession, much like today, we can't honor that commitment. Well, I couldn't do that. So I went to two of our major New York banks, and I said, I need to have this loan. And they said, well, your business is going to pull out of this. It looks like it's on the right side. I said, no, this isn't a business loan. This is a personal loan. They said, well, are you getting in another business? And I said, no, these are for my charities. I have to make sure that the charities are financed, or these people will go hungry, or they will not continue their cancer work, or they may not be able to take care of the homeless. They said, we don't make loans for charity. And I said, you have to. Whatever it takes, you have to. And so
you put up your house, you put up your plane, you put up everything.
I put all my stock up, I put everything I have, and they said, this is the first time we've ever seen somebody borrow money to turn around and give it to charity. I said, but that's a commitment. That's as much of a contract for me to make as it is for my business to make. You finance our business. Why won't you finance these charities? Anyway, They financed it. I repaid them back. I've done it 2 or 3 times since. And even in the last year or two, things have been very tough, Glenn. But I've kept our charities all running smoothly. They have to run smoothly because people who are struggling can't struggle more because we don't help. And we means all of us out there.
Okay. I know that this is a really tough time for charity, tough time for you. I want to introduce you to the Huntsman Cancer Institute. I'm going to show you some pieces of this. You've never been in a hospital like this. It isn't a hospital. I mean, every time I've been in a hospital, I've thought, man, can't they treat this at Huntsman? Because this is state-of-the-art, but it is the attitude of the people there that, that makes it so different. I want to introduce you to what this place is, what it does, what it's like, and John's commitment to it in a second.